Well,
Really good shape.
this is just an old thing. It folds out like a giant book.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
It's nice.
But what it is neat about it, it's a timeline that starts with Adam and Eve.
Oh.
Okay? And it goes up to all the, these are all the people that are mentioned in the Bible and how old they lived.
Oh, that is
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, and it's like what's called a flow chart.
Okay.
And it goes all the way to modern times.
Oh, good.
So here you have, this is
Ain't go wrong.
this is Noah here. And then these are Noah's sons, his 3 sons, and these are the kingdoms and the people they broke into.
Really?
Yeah. And then it starts from this is the time, these are the years.
Oh.
Okay, and it breaks down here, and then as you go down here, this is the biblical timeline here. And this is what would be the secular from what we know. And this they start here around they consider this like the Tower of Babylon, and then what comes out of here. Okay, so down here is Greece, which will eventually end up being Rome down here. This is where China, this is when all the people were supposedly dispersed at the Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
So you have all these different kingdoms, and they, as you keep going in time, they keep branching off.
Oh, man.
So you end up with Babylon here.
That's nice.
You end up with, it becomes Assyria. Here's Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar. Here's the Persians. And then you can match up the timeline of, in the biblical sense of what was going on. Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah, and it goes all, and it just keeps going, and you can read the years and how old these guys live, and there'll be some things here. This is when Rome, if you watch, this ends up Rome where it takes up all the world.
Oh, my goodness.
So up until here comes Babylon, you end up with the Persians. There's Babylon, the Persians, and then eventually you get to Rome. It starts out small, and then it takes everybody over. And then what happens eventually is the Roman Empire breaks up. You get these different kingdoms, and you end up in, this is more the modern. After Rome, you end up with the modern days, modern time. We're in here somewhere. The United States is in there. It's pretty neat. It gets a lot more once you get to. This is modern times on this side. But it's really interesting because it goes by what person is, what king is who from where at. Yeah, I've always I've had this one. It's one of those things I cherish, and I look at it once in a while when I'm looking to see who was from what time, who was around at the time when this guy was. Like if you wanted to know who was a contemporary of Moses. And it turns out that it would be like Socrates in Greece.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
Knowing more than you think.
Oh, yeah, I spent a lot of time looking at this thing over the years. Yeah, that's what I forgot what they call this thing, but it would be really fun if it was stretched across the wall.
Yeah.
And you can just go down it and look. But it's really. It's an interesting thing. But up there is the biblical stuff too. You even get to it around the time of Jesus.
Yes.
And then and then some of the New Testament stuff. It'll have some of the guys from the New Testament and what they had to deal with at the time. So it's kind of fun.
It's good to know too.
Sean always asks me, how do I know all these things? It's because I read a lot.
Right. Yep.
You know, I read a lot. When I get curious about these things, I look them up.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
I had this hiding in my basement and forgot all about it.
Yeah, you was ready when you